If, Marvel's What If, Season 2, Episode 1, What If Nebula joined the Nova Corps? And it's your boy Icon with a Marvel TV animated review for you. And I forgot all about What If. I completely forgot it. I did my review for the series finale of Archer in the Cold, and I also did my review for Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Both should be on my YouTube channel by the time you see this. And with that being said, hit the notification bell on my YouTube channel, subscribe, like, share, and all that beautiful goodness, and we can roll on for more superhero goodness. But I thought that was going to be it for me. I thought those were going to be the two shows that, ended, my 2023, and that we would start off with new content in 2024. But then Marvel's What If came out, and it's not even like they're doing like one episode a week. They were just like, fuck it, we got 8 episodes, just take all 8 of them. Like they're just dumping out like multiple episodes at a time. So we're not like, I'm going to review each one individually, but because they're just throwing them at me in like bulk, like it's going to be stretched out. So the second half of the season is probably going to conclude in 2024, because I'll be surprised if I can review all these before the new year. But with that being said, let's talk about a little Marvel's What If. In season one was decent. I believe there were 8 episodes in season 1. One of them we were supposed to get and we didn't get. And I wasn't a fan of the entire series. Some episodes, it was almost like it was legitimately 50-50. There were 4 episodes that I thought were really good, and there were 4 episodes that I thought was trash. Go back to my YouTube channel for my What If playlist to just, if you want to know which ones I liked and which ones I hated. So at the end, Marvel's What If was decent. And I said it wasn't like the greatest thing of all time, but it is an interesting concept where we know the Marvel universe, we know the Marvel characters, so they put these characters in different situations on different universes. DC does that all the time. And they show us what would happen if certain things didn't go the way we know them to go. So in this particular episode, episode 1, it takes place with Nebula. And this is the story of basically Ronan. He killed Thanos. And after he killed Thanos, and then he killed Gamora, thank goodness. And then after he killed Thanos and he killed Gamora, Ronan basically became the evil that, the galaxy feared. So while he was out there doing his nefarious things, one place that he tried to go after to destroy was the Nova Corps. He tried to attack Xandar. Now, Nebula, she was basically like floating in space, because I guess after Ronan destroyed Thanos' ship, he didn't destroy Nebula. He killed everybody else, but Nebula was just, because she's a robot, so she was just like floating in outer space. Nova Prime found her. And then when Nova Prime found her, she recruited her and brought her into the Nova Corps. She took the oath, in brightest day. Well, no, that's a different oath. So she took the oath, and then after she took the oath, she became a member of the Nova Corps. But Ronan was on his way to Xandar to destroy Xandar, and the Nova Corps was actually losing the battle against Ronan. So what Nova Prime did, she basically, in one last-ditched attempt to save her people, she pressed the shield button, which basically put a protective dome surrounding their planet, and they said that dome was supposed to last for 50 years. The problem is, to say on the positive, it keeps Ronan out of the planet. The problem with that is you've now trapped your entire civilization on that planet and they can't leave. And because you just put a dome around the planet, they're not getting sunlight. So the whole planet is basically in darkness and they're trapped. And they're living in isolation, which isn't good for anybody. But while they're doing that, like Nebula, she's still doing her job as a Nova Corps specialist. Now, Andu, he was on the planet when it got trapped in the darkness. And he discovered some shit that he ain't had no business discovering. And he ended up dying. Because when the show starts, it shows with Nebula, she was sent by Nova Prime to investigate Andu's death. So she's trying to investigate his death. It takes us through this detective story now where she's trying to figure out who killed Andu. She was like, he and I used to be friends, and, like that friendship will last a lifetime. She ends up taking his little, dart thingy with him. She goes down to Howard the Duck, because, he's down there. Groot is there. I don't know if that's, our Groot group, but Groot is there. The Stone Monsters, there are a couple of people there. She's talking to some people. She's trying to get information. And then she was just like, there's this computer thingy that has the nuclear codes. Like somebody was trying to get the nuclear codes to take down the dome or whatever. But she said that in order for her to find out who's trying to do this, she needs to break this one particular person out of prison. I don't know who that person was. I don't know if that was Jeff Goldblum's character. The person who she broke out of prison to help her with the murder mystery and everything, I have no idea who that person was. But she broke the person out of prison. The two of them went down into the central computer or whatever, because he was like a specialist, so she needed his help to get to the central computer. She gets to the central computer, and then she connects herself to the central computer. She downloads the armory codes. She downloads the dome codes. I don't know why Nova Prime didn't have these codes herself, but she downloaded all that stuff into her memory bank. and then she destroyed the source material of the codes. And then that's when the person she broke out of prison betrayed her, and he stuck a flash drive into her brain, which it downloaded all the information into his flash drive, and then he incapacitated her, Nebula, and he had her on the floor, and then he dipped and he left her there to die. So she is, so now like the whole chamber is filling up with water. She manages to escape. And then when she escapes and she comes back up on dry land, she's met by the person who betrayed her and also Nova Prime, who apparently now also betrayed her. Nova Prime said flat out, she was just like, look, the reason why I need these codes is because I'm going to let the shields down and I'm going to let Ronan in. Because she said that, I'm tired of being in isolation, our people are dying, and then she said that the only way that we're going to survive is like we need to surrender, which is crazy because putting the dome was her idea to begin with, and now she's changed her mind and she's decided to basically bend the knee, kiss the ring, and she's going to let Ronan in to take over as Xandar. So then Nebula tries to stop her, the two of them get into this whole big fight, and then at the end, she basically throws Nova Prime off a bridge, and then when there was a moment where when Nebula had the computer plugged up to her brain, she was able to control the dome now because she had downloaded the codes into her memory. Because Nova Prime had said in order for her to get the codes, she needed a cyborg to download the information, and she said that, that's why I recruited you to the Nova Corps. So she brings her in, but because Nebula had everything connected to her brain, she was able to control the dome. So when Nova Prime opened the dome so Ronan can come in, Nebula overrid the program and she closed the dome at the exact moment Ronan was like in the middle. So she crushed Ronan as the dome closed and she killed Ronan. So Ronan dead, and then Nova Prime's dead because she got dropped off a building, and then Nebula released the dome because now that Ronan's dead, the planet's saved. So she released the dome, the sunlight came coming in, the planet is like, oh my god, I haven't seen the sun in millennia and everything. And then now like life is safe, Howard the Duck keeps his liquor license. Nebula walks away into the sunset. I don't know what she's gonna do now because the Nova Corps is basically busted because everybody in the Nova Corps was evil, and like said Nova Prime is dead. So I don't know what she's gonna do now, but they could have at least told us what's gonna happen next. Like, is she gonna run the Nova Corps now? Is she gonna go be a solo act? I don't know. But that was actually a cool episode. I have no beef against it, and thank you for tuning in. So this was nice. It's a nice little take because it was cool because we used to seeing like Nova Prime, and we used to seeing her be like, oh, for the Nova Corps and everything. So to see her turn out to be the bad guy, I thought that was a nice little twist. Obviously you killed off a couple of characters that we liked, but it brought other characters into the fold. So that said, this was a good first episode. I have no complaints about it, and I actually look forward to the next one. So like I said, so check me out on social media. Check me out on X and or Instagram. I think in 2024, maybe I'll finally get on TikTok. I'll think about that. Let me know in the comment section, should I get on TikTok? But I said, check me out on Threads. Check me out on X, and everything between. Leave your comments on YouTube, where you can continue to leave your comments for all my other videos I got, and for the other episodes of Marvel's What If, as we continue rolling them on until Marvel decides to stop throwing all that shit at us, and I can take a break. So, everybody, so thank you for tuning in as always. Check out my other videos, and for episode 2 of Marvel's What If, look out for the Nova Corps. Well, I guess it's the Nebula Corps now. And we're out this. Yes!